Hi guys, so in today's video I will be doing a little tutorial on affordable makeup. We want long lasting, we want glowy skin, we want just a little bit glam, a little bit of a boss bitch vibe, but on a budget. So if that sounds like something that you'll be interested in, like, subscribe, all of this really does help me out. And that is enough of waffling, we'll get into the video. So hello, this is Charlotte from the future, editing this video now. We are going in with the Got To Be Glued styling gel. I absolutely love this stuff, it is all I pretty much use on my brows. So just running it through the hairs with a spoolie, sticking them up and making sure that they are nice and big and bushy. So once all the hairs are spiked up, I then just go in with my finger and make sure that they are all stuck down. So just literally going through and scraping them, and I mean scraping them into place on my forehead. And let's not even come for me about the tan lines, the sunburn on my shoulders. It's actually not okay. Then, so nothing interferes with my base makeup, going in with some micellar water on a cotton pad and making sure that none of that is on my face. Then the Beauty Bay Day 1 Moisturiser. Now this is a good all-rounder, it's not too thick, it's not too thin, it is just a nice cheap moisturiser that sits well under your makeup. And then I also go in with the Beauty Bay Eye Cream because my eyes become incredibly dry sometimes and they also need a bit of a plump, so just making sure that my skin is nice and hydrated for my makeup to sit on, because if we've got nasty crusty skin or even dog hairs, as you can see here on my face, it's not going to sit well on the makeup, it's going to disturb the makeup, it's not going to be an all day long lasting base. So just making sure that my skin is nicely prepped for this lovely makeup that's yet to come. And yes, I use a brush for the moisturiser on my face because I don't want to warm my face up with my fingers and get those oil glands moving, working, producing oil. But I do my eyes with my fingers because that is what I really want to massage into the skin. Next up, we've got the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. Now this goes straight on those massive pores of mine. They are huge, I need them covered. So I just go in with my finger, work them into the skin, and all this does is creates a nice even surface to my skin. And it's pretty much the T-zone that I go in with this because that's my sort of problem area. So the e.l.f. takes care of my pores. Now I need the NYX Bear With Me Illuminating Primer, and that goes everywhere but the T-zone really. This is to illuminate, make my skin come alive, just using the same brush as I did with my moisturiser and not going on the areas where I've put that Poreless Putty Primer. That Poreless Putty Primer is there to make sure that everything is smooth, that area that I've put it on doesn't get greasy. This primer is to illuminate, so that goes onto the rest of my face and just gives me that nice healthy glow to my skin. So next up is one of my favourites. This is the Collection Lasting Perfection Concealer. I use this every day, and I mean every day, to do my brows. So I use this to carve out because I like having a really clean but bushy brow. So I literally go around, it has the doe foot of dreams for doing your eyebrows because it's just so precise. I can literally just use this to go around my brows, easy peasy. As you can see here, the shape of my brow, all with that doe foot, and then literally all I do, fluffy brush, and blend that out. And that just makes sure that there's no harsh lines or anything like that from that concealer, but I have that lovely clean shape that I wanted. And I literally take this all over the lid just to even out that lid colour, make everything look a little bit more flawless. Now for one of the best foundations from the drugstore. This is the L'Oreal True Match foundation. Now this is buildable. It is beautiful finish. It is long lasting. And there is lots of shades to cater for everyone. So this is perfect. It's perfect for that flawless finish that is available to everybody. I literally go in with a brush and tap. There's no swiping, it's tapping. I really want to work that foundation into the skin. I want to make sure that it is not sat on top of the skin, but sat within the skin, because I really want that flawless looking finish, but also the staying power that pushing that foundation into the skin gives us. And also not forgetting that I need to blend it down my neck too. You will also see here that I do not blend that foundation onto my under eye, because we want to keep that area free from product, because we don't want to have too many products on that under eye. That's when things start looking cakey and where you get disruptions. Another oldie but a goodie. The Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer. Now I love this for 2 reasons. 1, the coverage. The coverage is insane. For such a cheap drugstore concealer, you cannot go wrong with the coverage on this. The price point, yes please, lovely and cheap, means that I use this every day because it's cheap, cheerful. But 2, it lasts. It lasts throughout the day. I don't have to worry about it separating, coming away from the skin, anything like that. It is just tip top and I love it. Now, while that other concealer is sitting on the skin, just waiting a moment to build up that coverage, I'm going to go in with the Milani concealer. This is also another really, really lovely concealer. This is a shade lighter, so I use this to highlight the face. So I'm just going down the middle of my face pretty much, chin, upper lip, nose, forehead, and also underneath the eyes. Just making sure that those areas are brightened, bringing the face forward, getting those high points on. So now that that Revolution concealer has been sat for a little bit, now it's time to blend it out. So because it's been sat, that coverage has started to build up. Just going in with my Peaches and Cream brush, love this brush, and literally just tapping it out. And as you can see, the coverage on that is amazing. Well, you can see for yourself, you can see the results on screen. Literally just tapping that in and my acne scarring is gone. And then to just make sure that everything is blended thoroughly, I go back in with that foundation brush and just make sure that there are no lines, no separations, anything like that. It's all about patting these products into the skin to make sure that they're all melted together. And of course, all the while that I've been blending that other concealer in, this Milani concealer has been sitting and building up the coverage too. So just going in again, tapping motions, there's no swiping, I don't want any sort of swipe marks. Going in and patting it out, going back in with the foundation brush to make sure that everything is blended perfectly, because we want that flawless looking skin. And I know I keep going on about it, guys, but it really is just about melting all of these products together. The time that you spend blending, patting, making sure that it's all blended, all it's going to do is make sure that that makeup stays in place. So, 2 things. The Be Perfect Bronzing and Contour Stick and the MUA Pro Base Foundation Stick, just in a deeper colour. Both of these are really fabulous formulas, very creamy and long lasting. So taking the product first onto my brush, loading that up, I'm not swiping it onto my face, I don't want to disturb anything of that base makeup. So onto the brush, and all we're going to do is pat. We're not swiping, we don't want swipe lines, we don't want to disrupt anything. It's all about the patting and working that colour into the skin. And just a little trick, I tend to go into my forehead first for when I'm adding colour, because I don't want to be going in with a brush that has a lot of product on and trying to blend it into my hairline. I don't want lots of product in my hairline. So, forehead first. As you can see, all I'm doing is tapping it into the contours of my face, and that is how easy it is. It's literally just tapping the product and it does the blending for you. And for a cohesive look, I want this bronze colour in all of the shadows of my face, so it also needs to go on my nose and up into the arch where my nose meets the brow, because we don't want any sort of mismatch or anything like that. We need that colour, that shadow consistently throughout the face. And another little tip, if you feel like you've taken that bronzer too far down or you just want to clean it up a little bit, you can go in with that concealer brush and you can clean that line up. And then again, that foundation brush, going back in, making sure that blend is seamless. So moving on to liquid blush. I absolutely adore the P. Louise coloured bases. This one is Winter Rose, a lovely baby pink colour. And I'm just tapping this from the back of my hand into the brush and then onto the face. And this just melts into your makeup seamlessly. I don't know how they produce this formula, but it is something else. And now for any sort of cleaning up that you need to do, the concealer brush is your best friend. You can take out any sort of creasing or any sort of lines, things that aren't blended. The concealer brush can do that for you. Moving on to liquid highlight. This is the Made by Mitchell Blush Lights in Champagne Spray. That is going on the back of my hand. I'm taking a tiny little sponge, working it into the sponge and then dabbing it onto the skin. This is the best way I find to apply this product. It doesn't work for me when I put it straight onto my face, but this, working it into a sponge or a brush and then applying it to the face, much easier, and it just blends really, really nicely. You've got no sort of separation issues, which is what I tend to get when I just put it straight onto my face. And it's literally just as easy as that, just tapping it straight on. Next up, I Heart Revolution Peach Scented Baking Powder. Now, no, I do not use it to bake, but I do use it to set everything, and I love using it with a damp sponge. So I literally go in with the powder onto the sponge, just working it in, and then dabbing it straight onto the face. And this, I don't know how it does it. It just really has that staying power for your makeup. It sets it in place and it will not budge. I love this powder. I cannot even tell you how much of a bargain this powder is. I use it every single day. It does not disappoint. Amazing. And not enough people know about it. One thing that you do have to do, make sure that you have no creases on that lid, on those under eyes, and then you go in and set with your powder. If you go in on any sort of creasing and you put powder on there, all you're doing is cementing that crease in place, and that is not what we want. We want a lovely, flawless under eye. So just a little shout out as well. So these sponges are the Pink Honey Flutter Babies. You get 2 in the pack, and this lovely pointed shape just really, really helps you be able to get into the corner of that eye and set it in place. They are fab. So now that our creams are done, we need to go in and set all these with our powders. So I'm taking the Milani Baked Bronzer and going in, swirling the product onto my brush, tapping it off because we don't want any sort of chunkiness, and then tapping. We are tapping that cream into place. All that's going to do is set that cream product so we're not swiping and moving it about. It's literally tapping on to make sure that that is staying there for the rest of the day. And it also just adds more depth and dimension. When you use a cream product and layer it up with a powder product, it just adds that extra dimension to your face. Then, to set that lovely blush, we have the Beauty Bay powder blush in the shade Blossom. Again, it's all about the tapping. You're going to be so bored of me saying tapping, but it's what we do. It's what you need to do. I just really can't get through to you how much you need to be doing this. You need to stop swiping and you need to get with the tapping program. Okay? Okay. And not forgetting a little bit of blush on the nose, a little bit of blush on the forehead. Just really make sure that you've got that little dabs of colour everywhere. Just really helps for a cohesive look. So if you have not heard of the Wet n Wild powder highlights, you need to know. These are super cheap, super affordable and incredible. The shine on these is intense. So you can use these with a brush or your finger. For today, I'm actually going to use my finger, which is not usual when it comes to a powder highlight, but it just has the most intense shine and I just wanted to be extra glowy today. But you know, if that glow gets too much, you can always just go back in like I am now with your sponge, calm it down a bit, just get it looking a little bit more natural, but these are intense. And you can even just go down and set your cheeks as well. I wanted like a real gleam spotlight on my cheek, so that's why I've used my finger. Now, to set the face, I'm going in with my XX Revolution setting sprays. Now, there is a rejuvenating one, which is like the white one, and then there is also a hydrating one, which is the blue one that I showed you too. These are really, really good. They are a little bit more pricey for drugstore, but they're actually worth it, big time. The spray on these is amazing. I haven't come across one yet that is a too powerful a spray or not enough. It's just the right amount. They just melt those powders into your skin. Lovely. Now I'm going in with the Misguided Brow You Doing eyebrow pen just to fill in a few hairs at the end of my brows. I very rarely do anything with my brows. I was just kind of feeling it today because, you know, full face of affordable makeup. And not everybody just leaves the brows like me because I'm lazy. So this brow pen is really, really good for anybody out there that wants these nice, tiny brow strokes but can't really do with the price point of the Benefit products. Next up, eyeliner. I'm going in with the Made by Mitchell eyeliner. This is the brown one. Is it Cookie? I don't know. It's the brown one, guys. And I can't remember if I've told you, actually, why Made by Mitchell is in this affordable makeup video. Made by Mitchell TikTok shop. That is all I am saying. Go, have a look. The discounts on there are incredible. If you haven't already looked, firstly, are you living under a rock? Secondly, just go. Just throw your money at it. It is incredible. And it's not only the price point that is good for these, the actual products are fantastic. Like, I would pay the full price of, I think they're £16. I would pay that for these anyway because they are just so, so good. The staying power is incredible and the actual felt tip, amazing. You can get just such a nice, precise, fine line with these. And they stay on all day. And of course, you've got the added bonus of if you're more of a colourful liner sort of guy or gal, they have all those colours too. Like, the range is actually insane and so are the discounts. For mascara, we have the Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara. Maybelline just know how to do mascara really, don't they? And what I find works best for me and my lashes with this is dragging it right to that root and pulling the lash all the way through that wand. Moving on to lips, I'm going in with the Glam lip liner in the shade 204. Literally easy peasy, nice and cheap, It's a liner. It's a lip liner. You know, I go back through now. I reapply it throughout the day. Like I do that with all my liners. It just is what it is. I don't really see the point of buying a really expensive lip liner because, regardless, I smudge it all over my face anyway when I've had a drink. So why would I spend 20 quid on it when I can just spend a couple? And then for my actual lip colour, I'm going in with the Body Collection lipstick in the shade Peach Nude. This is just a shiny, lovely, glossy lip and a really lovely colour actually. Very nice. So guys, this is the finished makeup look. Full face of affordable makeup for a lovely, long-lasting going out look. I don't know why, but suddenly I've become like a little bit more, ooh, what about a sultry, understated look instead of the crazy colours that I normally do. I love this sort of makeup, but the crazy colours will always be my ride or die. But I know that isn't to everybody's taste, so I really did need to do this for you. So you've got an affordable alternative to the very expensive soft glam that you see out there. If you have any inkling of what you would like to see from me, then please do let me know below. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay well, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!